Hi everyone, this is Journey Unit number 5, week number 5. Today we're going to discuss psychosis in children, and basically this week I'm just going to discuss a case that had significant meaning and interaction. I'm going to talk about a case in which, and it's the same one that I did my homework assignment on. It was a 16-year-old young male that came in, and he was diagnosed with bipolar 1, which is the manic episodes that you see within bipolar. The patient had described risky behavior over the last week. He was very, very, very talkative, losing sleep or unable to rest properly. So poor sleep management. He had rapid speed, thoughts of grandiosity, which were your typical bipolar symptoms. And so he was put on lithium, 150 milligrams, twice daily. And also the provider is going to check his lithium levels within 30 days. But I've never seen a patient this young diagnosed with bipolar before. Not saying it's not possible, but I've just never seen it before. But he just, it just seemed like he was very, very frantic, very, busy-bodied, very, very talkative, kind of like the type that you would consider like hyperactive. Like if you just really didn't know, you would just think, oh, they're just hyperactive. They are naturally high off of life. And so it's kind of different to see it in clinic. Whereas like sometimes we would just never pay this type of behavior any attention. We would just, think that, oh, they maybe had too much coffee, or they had too much sugar, or they have had an energy drink and they, have had like an increased source of energy. So with that being said, I think that this gave me, like a better outlook on how to see it, looking or being specific with the signs and symptoms, because a lot of times we just kind of overlook them, like, oh, this is just normal behavior. They've had too much caffeine. There's something that's causing, there's something they've had this morning that's causing them to act like this, and with this erratic behavior, and really looking and focusing in on specific details of what the person is telling you, looking at the signs and symptoms specifically, seeing if there is a family history, which in this part, the patient did not have a family history, but the parents were very concerned because of the risky behavior that this patient was showing, and it just wasn't normal. It wasn't their normal. So it just gave me, pause just to reevaluate, like, when you're seeing these symptoms, like making sure that they're getting the proper diagnosis, making sure they're getting the proper treatment that's going to work for them. Also following up with therapy to make sure that they're in a supportive environment, that they're able to, if there is something that's triggering these symptoms, that is being documented, and we're looking for alternative methods in order to help with symptoms that are being triggered. So, all right, that is my journal for this week. I hope you enjoyed it.